tonight on A News at 6.
We're in one neighborhood in the city of Vaughan, a community that bore the brunt of yesterday's tornado. We'll show you a close-up look at the destruction left behind.
I'm okay, yes, but I'm not okay.
Dozens have been forced from their summer homes after last night's storm hit the town of the Blue Mountains. We'll tell you just how long they'll be forced to stay away and show you the worst of the damage.
I've never seen anything like this. It's a war zone.
A Gravenhurst community is almost at a standstill after yesterday's storm. Coming up, the closures, the damages, and the close calls.
Everything's flying at us, the table, chairs, everything.
This is A News at 6.
Roofs blown off of houses in Vaughan, leaving 200 families homeless.
Yeah.
And in the town of Durham, a tornado touched down at a conservation park leads to the death of an 11-year-old boy. The tornadoes and suspected tornadoes that swept across Ontario Thursday were powerful and widespread. They hit city streets and country roads, leaving behind destroyed homes, uprooted trees, and downed power lines. And sadly, they also claimed one life. Environment Canada confirms that Category F2 tornadoes touched down in Vaughan and Durham. They have also confirmed a tornado hit Newmarket, but have not determined its severity. It's still investigating whether a twister hit the Georgian Peaks area west of Collingwood. We have reports from all the affected areas tonight. We begin with Julia Burke, who spent the day in Vaughan, where the mayor has declared a state of emergency, and there's amazement there were no serious injuries.
I'm okay, yes, but I'm not okay. The day comes, they're going to be hard for me.
It's all just overwhelming for Frank Riccio as he looks at the home he and his family have lived in for 20 years. Riccio knows he has a lot of repair work ahead.
Survive, but you lose all your work, whatever you do, for so many years, for a house, and now it's...
Riccio's house is one of 400 damaged by the tornado. 200 others were destroyed. Look how winds tore off the side of this house, revealing all the contents inside. A view from up above shows how the tornado cut a swath diagonally, unleashing winds of more than 200 kilometers an hour. For city crews in Vaughan, the daunting job of cleaning up began early today. Branches snapped off trees like matchsticks, roofs ripped off homes, cars flattened after being flipped like toys. Downed fences and transformer boxes toppled over.
And I've been in the city for over 20 years now, and I've never seen it like this. No, this is it's unbelievable.
The destruction is so widespread, the city's mayor didn't waste any time declaring a state of emergency.
Helps us in being able to access resources much faster and to be able to assist in the cleanup quicker. And that is certainly my goal, and the goal of the city of Vaughan is the safety and the well-being of our residents.
What everyone here is talking about today is the sheer power of that storm and just how quickly it can turn a two-story home into a pile of rubble. But also there are stories of human kindness emerging. Several shelters have been set up nearby to house people who've been displaced by the storm, but so far they're sitting, for the most part, empty, unused.
Last night in the evening, as I made a few phone calls to see if we could help, we found that people were already finding shelter and already finding support with friends and family, and that's fantastic.
Local businesses are lending a hand too.
This morning, Home Depot came by and dumped these on people's driveways, and I think they brought other supplies as well, just as part of their community cares program.
The mayor for the city of Vaughan says she's optimistic that all the damages to both homes and public property can be assessed by the end of today. Only then can people start to move forward and rebuild. In Vaughan, Julia Burke, A News.
Bridget Brown was the first reporter on the scene in Durham last night, shortly after a tornado claimed the life of an 11-year-old boy. Bridget was back in the southwestern Ontario town today as its residents come to grips with what the twister left in its path.
The damage is as random as it is devastating. A wind chime left hanging in a wind-destroyed home. An apartment building untouched, across from an industrial park that is leveled. John Tramble's trees are in his pool. He's just grateful they're not in his house.
That's the least of our worries, though. The house didn't get too much damage.
Not everyone is so lucky. The couple that lives in this demolished home had to be taken to hospital. Dorothy Mead is their neighbor.
The bedroom door blew him into the bathroom.
Both will recover. Much of the neighborhood will not. This used to be a trampoline. This exercise bike is in the front yard. Hydro crews have come in from London and Toronto to try to restore power. Everywhere you look, neighbors are helping each other pick up the pieces.
We've done a food run, now we're doing pop and water.
It's fun.
We're very fortunate that we weren't hit ourselves, so we're just helping out others.
Police blocked off the hardest hit areas. That includes the Durham Conservation Area campground, where an 11-year-old boy was killed when this tent collapsed. His death adds to the shock of a shaken town.
You get the shakes because you're so lucky, and some of the people just aren't.
Something else that begins today is the examination into the emergency response itself. Officials will begin to look into how the emergency was handled in case something like this ever happens again in the future. Reporting in Durham for A News, I'm Bridget Brown.
The Georgian Bay area was hit by a severe storm too, and possibly a tornado. Jackie Crandall spoke to people who saw it coming and are now dealing with the destruction there.
Jennifer Gorg and her family have been waiting almost 24 hours to get back in their summer home in Thornbury. They were forced to flee after last night's storm, a storm they saw coming.
When you realize what it is the most terrifying thing in the world. Like, you just run for your life.
Without a basement to run to, Gorg and her kids took shelter in their indoor sauna. Moments later, their home and roughly 6 others on the street had been destroyed.
One of our decks ripped off and wedged itself up against the house.
Toppled trees severed rooftops, and metal siding was tossed hundreds of feet across Highway 26. The storm all but leveled the Alpine Center at the Georgian Peak Ski Club. Michael Grieve was also forced from his home.
I don't know what a war zone is like, but that's my vision of it. It's just complete chaos.
Environment Canada has confirmed that the storm that hit here was the same one that devastated the town of Durham. But they say it will be at least another 12 hours before they can confirm whether or not the storm that hit here was in fact a tornado.
Meanwhile, Hydro One crews have been busy restoring power.
We've been able to adjust our feeders so that there's a minimum number of customers out of power. There's only about 100 customers out of power, actually.
And while dozens continue to wait and see for themselves just how bad the damage is, the town's mayor, Ellen Anderson, promises to make the recovery as quick and easy as possible.
We're constructing a list of volunteers and a list of people that have been affected so that we can hopefully marry those people together so they can move forward and help repair their world.
Town fire officials say the road leading to these properties will stay closed for most of the weekend. They say power should be restored to those homes that did not sustain severe damage by 7 o'clock tonight. Reporting in Thornbury for A News, I'm Jackie Crandalls.
It's been confirmed by Environment Canada that a tornado did in fact touch down in Newmarket yesterday. This is what it did to the Royal Canadian Riding Academy on Davis Drive. Amazingly, no one was injured when this happened yesterday during a horse show. There are 5 barns on the property and 3 of them are missing parts of the roof. Building inspectors were there today and will be back next week to determine what's safe and what isn't. Staff has been cleaning up debris today, removing loose sheet metal from buildings and trying to keep people away while they do it. They now have the power back on there. People in Gravenhurst are in cleanup mode today and awestruck by the power of Mother Nature. Healy Allison went to see how they're coping with the damage the storm left there.
Crushed by trees, toppled mailboxes, uprooted trees, and cluttered yards. For Dylan Fick, there's only one word to describe what yesterday's storm did to his Gravenhurst neighborhood.
Wow.
Dylan got to his grandfather's house near Gull Lake as fast as he could.
Well, there's a tree over there, and the tree fell over and it went through the garage, and it took a couple of big limbs with it when it went down,
The damage is so extensive that some roads, stores, and parks will be closed for days. Jillian Forth and Danielle Edmonds should be giving swimming lessons at Gull Lake Park today. Instead, they are working to keep people out.
So all the lifeguards are stationed around the park at the different entrances and just making sure no one goes in or goes near water since...
I've never seen the park look like this. It's just insane. Like, trees everywhere. There's a wire down at the end of the park over there. It's never looked like this after a storm. It's just crazy.
Now, the storm hit Gravenhurst just after 7 last night. Residents say the worst of it lasted no more than 45 seconds, which makes all this damage that much harder to comprehend. Mike Pante is just one of hundreds in the area with no power. Hydro poles and wires were ripped apart by heavy winds and lay sprawled across streets. Pante is amazed it was just the poles flying and not people.
And we tried to run for cover to the house, and the wind was so strong, a guy my size, I couldn't even push through the wind. And it was just insane because we had everything flying at us off the patio.
It will be days before power can be fully restored to the Gull Lake community. And for some residents, it won't be until Tuesday that they get their mail again.
Wow, this one we just clean out. This is the bad one. None others are this like this.
Steve Coles has been with Canada Post for 20 years and has never seen anything like this. This is probably the most unique situation you've had on your job so far.
I would have to say so, yeah.
Now, the Gull Lake area is believed to be the hardest hit in Muskoka, so if you have a cottage up here, any damage to it, if any, would likely be minimal. Reporting from Gravenhurst, Keely Ellison, A News.
The skies in the Sunshine City of Orillia also turned black as the storm blew through, and today residents were surveying the damage. This is what it looked like on North Street, where a number of trees fell on top of a house. The people who lived there weren't home at the time and were shocked to see the destruction when they returned.
It's my mother's home, and she was actually with my wife and I in Barrie last night. And we came home approximately 8:30 last night, and we saw the tree down and flashing lights. The city of Orillia was actually here. They had one of the trucks that were here.
The destruction was also widespread in Oromadonty. This trailer was flipped over in the howling winds and driving rain, but again, there were no injuries reported as a result of the storm in that area. At the height of last night's storm, power was knocked out to 69,000 Hydro One customers across the province. Crews have been working all day to get power back online, and most power is expected to be restored sometime tonight. However, some more isolated areas in cottage country can expect to be in the dark for a couple of more days. The storm led to some surgery being canceled at Orillia's Soldiers Memorial Hospital. A power surge damaged the equipment that controls temperature and humidity. As a result, the humidity levels in the operating room and ambulatory care department were too high to ensure proper equipment sterilization. 9 elective surgeries were canceled today, and Barrie's Royal Victoria Hospital has been put on standby for any emergency surgery requirements. Premier Dalton McGuinty got a first-hand look at the damage this afternoon that the tornadoes left behind. While touring Vaughan, McGuinty offered his sympathies to the people affected and said the province will do all it can to help out.
Assure that the safety of the residents here, that we can get the power and the gas lines back up and running as soon as possible, to make sure these folks have got accommodation in the meantime, should we be called upon to help in that regard, and do everything we can to get the community back on its feet.
McGuinty said it's a wonder more people weren't seriously injured and killed last night. He also offered condolences to the family of the 11-year-old boy killed in Durham. As we said, Environment Canada is confirming there were Category 2 tornadoes in Vaughan and Durham. Bob McIntyre joins us now to explain the tornado categories. Bob?
The categories were actually designed by Dr. Ted Fujita in Chicago along with Alan Pearson in the early 1970s. A couple of years ago, they were kind of tweaked and updated, and they are now called the Enhanced Fujita Scale. They run all the way from 0 to 5, and that means this is what we're going to see on our graphics here. We'll show you exactly what's going on. The F0 is 65 to 118 kilometers an hour. It's light damage. By the time you get to F4, homes lifted off the ground, substantial amount of damage. There actually is an F5, which is complete devastation, and theoretically there is an F6. It is only theory, thank goodness. The thought is that the physics of that particular F6 could not sustain itself. Hopefully it'll never happen. The F5 is more than enough. There's also a Saffir-Simpson scale. That's for hurricanes. Hurricane Bill is continuing to bomb along at this hour in the Atlantic, and we'll show you that path too as it heads toward the Maritimes. Hurricane Bill is bombing along. Dangerous rip currents and waves pose the biggest threat in Bermuda. Seas will become increasingly dangerous tomorrow and Sunday. Waves of up to 20 feet are possible south of Martha's Vineyard and Block Island, East Cape Cod, up to 35 feet on portions of the prime area of the Georges Bank. The main rainfall associated with Bill will move into the Maritimes on Sunday. Rainfall amounts of up to 100 to 150 millimeters will impact the area, with lesser amounts for northern New Brunswick. Along with this will be winds expected to hit 90 kilometers an hour. For Monday, winds could exceed 120 kilometers an hour along the southeastern coast of Newfoundland, along with 100 millimeters of rain. We'll have further details on your weather in just a few moments from now.
Thank you, Bob. Pictures taken by our viewers of Thursday's storm started pouring into our news center last night. Here are just a few of them. Jen Abbott was on her way down Highway 400 at Highway 7 to go to a concert when she saw this huge funnel cloud appear in the sky. These next two photographs were sent in by Loretto Perusa of Vaughan. It shows the damage done to homes in the neighborhood of Jane Street and Major Mackenzie Drive. And these next two photographs were taken by Ryan Markham of the Georgian Peak Ski Club near Thornbury. One chalet had its roof completely blown off and several huge trees were toppled over. And this last photo of the ski hill shows the roof of the ski club completely blown off. Thank you to everyone who took the time to take those photographs and send them to us. And Environment Canada wants to see your pictures to help them determine where tornadoes touch down. Just email them at storm.ontario@ec.gc.ca.
Coming up on A News at 6.
A Canadian woman who was stranded in Kenya is suing the government. I'm Annette Gerner. Coming up on A News, why her lawyers say an apology and a public inquiry are necessary.
That story still ahead on A News at 6.
They stayed on the job throughout most of the day, but union officials now say Ontario's driving examiners are starting to head to the picket lines. It was business as usual at this drive test center in Barrie this afternoon. However, Wayne Fraser of the United Steelworkers says the union has started to get reports of disgruntled drive test employees hitting the picket lines. The union has been locked in talks with its employer over a new contract for more than 550 examiners. Fraser says negotiations are continuing, but some employees are starting to picket. A strike could affect more than 3,000 aspiring drivers across Ontario. Ontario's Privacy Commissioner is stepping into the Site 41 debate. Anne Kavukian is once again ordering the County of Simcoe to obtain and release key hydrogeological data related to the landfill. She says the county has failed to comply with an order issued in mid-May, telling it to obtain the records from an engineering consulting firm. Meanwhile, construction continues and protesters hold their posts in a camp across from Site 41. And while they agree that the county needs to release the information, they say the Privacy Commissioner's order today is too little too late.
I think it's fine, other than the fact that they're giving them too much time to produce this. We've given them 2 years, so I don't know why they need an extra 30 days. So I'm not really that happy.
Meanwhile, raw milk advocate Michael Schmidt was arrested at Site 41 shortly after arriving to show his support for the protesters. The 55-year-old has been charged with mischief and will appear in Midland Court in October. Before his arrest, Schmidt had said he would remain with the protesters until Tuesday's County Council meeting, where a moratorium on the site will be debated. 2 people were taken to hospital after a serious head-on crash near Bala. Sharon Poshus has more on that story and other news from around the region.
Police say two pickup trucks collided at the intersection of Muskoka Road 169 at Torrance Road. This was a scene this morning just after it happened. Police say the two trucks were traveling in a construction zone when one suddenly turned in front of the other. An air ambulance was called in and landed at a nearby baseball diamond. The driver of one pickup was taken to St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto, the other taken to Bracebridge Hospital. There were no other passengers. Police are still investigating. And police were called in to investigate this rollover along Highway 93 just north of Barrie. It happened late this afternoon near Orr Lake. A pickup truck pulling a trailer full of audio equipment rolled right over into the ditch. No one was seriously hurt. There were no other vehicles involved. About 120 Barrie Transit drivers are set to vote on the company's latest offer on Monday. They've been without a contract since February. The local Amalgamated Transit Union has been in mediation with First Student for the past month. First Student is the company contracted out by the city of Barrie to operate its transit system. Georgian College has received a big jolt from Power Stream in Barrie. The utility has donated $750,000 to the college for its new Center for Sustainable Technology building at the Barrie campus. The 18,000 square foot center will officially be open by next month. The new classrooms and labs will allow 700 students to pursue engineering technology careers at Georgian. Well, this is the last official weekend that lifeguards will be on duty patrolling the beaches of Barrie here. Here's a live look at Centennial Beach tonight. Centennial Beach and Johnson Beach will no longer be manned as of after Sunday. And today is also the last day for swimming at the Lampman Lane Community Center. Well, it seems Barrie's home to one of the naughtiest dogs in Canada. Meet Aston. He's a border collie. His owner says he's a smart dog who dashes out the door the minute it opens and actually herds cars. He rushes into the street and grabs them by the bumpers till they stop. Aside from the instincts to herd, he's quite a gentle dog. The winning dog will be announced in October. And man's four-wheeled best friend, the Corvette, is on display all weekend at Wasaga Beach. Proud Corvette owners parade their rides up and down the strip along Beach Area 1. The 19th annual Beach Cruise Corvette Weekend includes a live charity auction this year to benefit Georgian College. The event is billed as the largest Corvette gathering of its kind in Canada. And there are lots of events around the region this weekend. If you're in the Midland area, Tug Fest is underway at the town docks. About 30 tugboats will be on display, heralding back to historic times of the past. And if you're in Essa Township this weekend, the 10th annual Simcoe County Horse and Tractor Plowing Match and Antique Display gets underway at 10:30 tomorrow. That takes place at the De Geer Farm along the 20th Side Road near Thornton. Jane?
Thank you, Sharon. Let's see how the drive north is going tonight, starting with Highway 400 at 89. As you can see, traffic is quite light and moving very well in both directions. And the 400 at George and Downs in Innisfil, a little heavier to the upper part of your screen. That traffic is heading north, a little heavier than it was further south. And the further north you go, the heavier it seems to get. That's the 400 at Essa Road in Barrie. Let's join Bob McIntyre once again to find out what sort of weather we have to look forward to this weekend. Bob?
Jane, the skies still seem to be a little bit on the unsettled part, but right now here in the garden it is absolutely gorgeous. Let's have a look and see how we're going to do as we head through the night tonight. And it looks like our atmospheric composite, we might see a couple of sprinkles, especially up in the Muskoka area before the night is out. And as we go through the day tomorrow, we might do it all over again. In the meantime, we do have some sunshine. So on Saturday, expect to see some sun, some clouds, temperatures of 22 or 72 degrees, a little bit cooler than what it should be for this time of year. And it looks like we'll try and do it all over again on Sunday. So even though it is kind of unsettled, we do see some sunshine in the forecast for the weekend. So not bad at all for the weekend. We'll have all the details and all the rest of the weather in just a few moments from now.
First Weather, brought to you by Zenitech Collision Center, Barrie.
Coming up in sports, a day after his suspension was reduced, A News caught up with Paul Spoljarek to get his reaction, as well as the rest of the Baycats as they prepare for Game 5 tonight. And booking a ticket to the Final Four, could Serena Williams get past the quarterfinals today? That's all coming up later in sports.
Also still ahead, a Barrie man is preparing to take a big leap tomorrow for a good cause, where you can support him and enjoy an amazing show. And insurance companies and tree removal companies are being inundated with calls from frantic homeowners after yesterday's wicked weather. But up next, a Canadian woman detained in Kenya because she didn't look like her passport photo is suing the Canadian government. What else she wants, next on A News.
It's the Brick's biggest free gift sleep offer ever. From Sealy, the #1 mattress manufacturer in the world. It's the exclusive 38th anniversary sleep set featuring patented Sealy Posturepedic technology and Space Tech memory foam. Purchase it for only $15.99. And while they last, you get a 42-inch big screen plasma HD TV free. Plus, you don't pay for 15 months. And just in time for back to school, get twin sleep sets from only $2.99. Full sets from only $3.49 at the Brick Mattress Store.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, sweetie.
Check this out. Chicken wing. I love
you. Need accident repairs? Call Zenatech Collision Center in Barrie.
A News is your eye on the weather.
I just see like the bottom of it spinning over the hill. There was a pony in the air. Property damage is unbelievable.
You could see it coming, so we all just ran.
We've got a lot of trees down.
A News brings it closer to home.
Located on the beautiful shores of Georgian Bay, Bayfield House Retirement Lodge in Penetanguishene provides an independent, active lifestyle. Our tastefully decorated, spacious accommodations are designed for comfort and security. Vacation stays are welcome. Bayfield House Retirement Lodge offers well-appointed lounges, an elegant dining room, and a full social calendar. Bayfield House Retirement Lodge, making a difference in the lives of others. Drop in anytime for a tour.
Closed captioning of this A program is brought to you by OLG. Scan your instant ticket for yourself to see if you've won. Just scratch it, reveal the barcode, and scan it.
Welcome back. A Canadian woman stranded in Kenya for months is suing the federal government. Suad Haji Mohammed says it's not about the money, but rather to ensure other Canadians won't suffer similar fates. As Annette Gerner reports, Mohammed and her supporters also want other steps taken.
Mohammed. A Canadian woman stranded in Kenya on false claims of being an imposter is suing the Canadian government for $2.5 million.
I was alone when my government let me down. I don't care about money. I live simple. Only go to court I'm only go to court, so this never happened to another Canadian citizen.
For the first time since returning to Canadian soil, Suad Mohammed is speaking out about her ordeal. The 31-year-old single Toronto mother was detained in Kenya for 3 months after authorities claimed her lips did not match her passport photo. Canadian consular officials voided her passport and asked Kenyan officials to prosecute her.
I never been guilty of anything.
Her team of lawyers say this is an example of callous and incompetent behavior on the part of government officials.
We gave proof after proof. Suad totally gave up her privacy to the point of giving over her very DNA. The government wouldn't settle until we had wasted almost a month in court and proved everything beyond any standard any reasonable person would require.
The DNA test proved she was related to her 12-year-old son and confirmed Mohammed was who she said she was. Mohammed's lawyers want a public inquiry to investigate whether her race and culture played a role in how she was treated.
If a Caucasian person had been in Suad's position in Kenya, would she have received the callous and reckless treatment she did? We don't.
Mohammed's lawyers also want the government to admit wrongdoing and apologize.
We've got Section 6 of a charter which says you have a right to go and come back when you're a citizen. Big deal if you don't know how to enforce it. If you have clear rules, people can't just do whatever they feel like doing.
Public Safety Minister Peter Van Loan says the Canada Border Services Agency is investigating how the case was handled. He is one of 3 federal ministers named in the suit, accused of not taking adequate steps to bring Suad Mohammed home. In Ottawa, Annette Gerner, A News.
The counting of ballots in Afghanistan isn't officially over, but the two main rivals for the presidency are both claiming victory tonight. Afghanis cast their ballots yesterday, but official results won't be released until next week. President Hamid Karzai's camp claims preliminary results show that he will be re-elected. His main challenger, former Foreign Minister Dr. Abdullah, says he's in the lead. Recent violence in Afghanistan kept voters away from the polls. Projections are there was only a fraction of the 2004 turnout. There was another sickening sight today for the families of victims of the Lockerbie terrorist attack. The only man convicted in the bombing got a hero's welcome when he returned to his native Libya. A huge crowd waving Libyan flags and throwing flower petals met the plane carrying Abdel Basset al-Megrahi when it landed in Tripoli. Scottish authorities freed al-Megrahi Thursday on compassionate grounds. He suffers from terminal prostate cancer, and doctors have given him 3 months to live. Al-Megrahi was convicted in 2001 for his part in the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 in 1988. The airliner exploded over Scotland, and all 259 people aboard and 11 on the ground died when it crashed into the town of Lockerbie.
This is A News at 6.
There's another sign tonight that the North American economy is on the rebound. Sales of existing homes in the U.S. rose in July for the 4th month in a row. Economists say the increase was driven by first-time home buyers who are taking advantage of record low interest rates and tax incentives. The number of homes sold topped the 5 million mark for the month and for the first time since September. The average price for houses in the U.S. has dropped by 32% from the record peaks in the summer of 2006. Now, here are today's closing market numbers. To come in the show, we have some cooler days ahead on the long-range forecast. Bob McIntyre will have those details next on A News.
With Conan taking over the Tonight Show, there's been some changes.
Horror followed by applause. Thank you.
Some big stars.
Please welcome Jamie Foxx, Gwyneth Paltrow, Ryan Seacrest. Let's try and cue a meteor. Tom Hanks, everybody!
And some classic Conan fun. The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien. Weeknights on A.
I may even watch this show. I'm not a fan.
Save on Samsung. Inside the Bricks 38th Anniversary Coupon Book. Save $150 on this Samsung 40-inch full HD 1080p LCD TV. Only $9.98. Pick up the book in store or shop online at thebrick.com.
Summer won't last forever, so enjoy it while you can with the KFC Summer Picnic. Original recipe seasoned chicken, fries, new zesty pasta salad, a luscious lemon meringue pie, a free 2-liter Pepsi Max soft drink, and more. Get it today, because like summer, it'll be gone soon. Summer, for a limited time at KFC.
Another take? New Revlon Double Twist Mascara. A revolutionary 2-in-1 applicator that combines a thickening brush with separating combs for massive volume and remarkable definition. New Revlon Double Twist Mascara. It's worth a double take.
Hello everybody, I'm Bob McIntyre. After a rocky day yesterday, some blue skies, but a few sprinkles around here and there. Still some unsettled weather on the way. We'll tell you what your weekend weather is going to be like in just a few moments from now.
This weather update is brought to you by Yanch Geothermal, expert installation since 1991.
Capture the energy of the earth with Yanch Geothermal. Beat the high cost of fossil fuels. Plus receive a government rebate up to $10,000. It's clean, efficient, and environmentally responsible. Yanch Geothermal. Expertly installing geothermal since 1991.
Have you considered a career in welding, or do you need to upgrade your current skills? You could be job ready in just 8 weeks with ongoing programs and guaranteed start dates with the award-winning Northern Ontario Welding College. Come train with the best. You may be eligible under skills development or second careers. Call now.
That's a cut. 5-minute break, everyone.
These days, there's so much going on that seems out of our control. Too much negative, not enough positive. But you can take control yourself and do something positive for you. With one phone call to Jenny Craig. I made that call, and I lost 40 pounds over a year and a half ago. Get the help you need to make a positive change and get back in control.
Join for just $6 a week, plus the cost of food. Call 1-800-JENNY-20 today.
This one phone call can change your life. Call Jenny today.
Welcome back. It's time to find out what Bob McIntyre has in the long-range forecast. And Bob, hopefully no more wicked weather.
Hopefully, Jane, that is going to happen. I doubt we're going to see anything like that as we head through the weekend and through next week. We've pretty much done that kind of nonsense for the next little while. Let's have a look and see how we have done during our day today. And winds have been zipping along. They've been out of the south 25 kilometers an hour, gusting to 40 plus during the day. And the temperature is 25 or 77 degrees. The barometric pressure has not changed over the last 48 hours, 100.5 kilopascals, and the humidity 57% this afternoon, and drying out a little bit more as we've gone through the late part of the afternoon into the evening. Sunrise sunset tomorrow is going to bring us 13 hours and 42 minutes of daylight. We're going to be seeing some sunshine during the day tomorrow. Here's a look at the rest of the information you need to know tonight as your rave forecast continues. We look at our atmospheric composite, and of course it does show you that we may get into a couple of showers here and there coming in off southern Georgian Bay as we go through the night and into early tomorrow morning. Forecast temperatures look like this as we go through the night. If you're in York Region all the way into Toronto, your temperatures tonight are expected to get down to around 16 through 17 degrees and stars and clouds as we head through the night. For tomorrow, we are going to see some sunshine around during the day, but watch out for a chance of a sprinkle here and there, and temperatures anywhere from 21 in Orangeville to 23 in Toronto and across much of York Region, just below Lake Simcoe, 22 or 72. To Barrie and around Georgian Bay and Lake Simcoe for tonight, some stars and some clouds, and 17 degrees, that's 63 Fahrenheit. And through the day tomorrow, once again, we do have this chance of a shower here and there, mixed in with the sunshine at 21 or 70 degrees. And yes, that is a little bit cooler than what it should be for this time of year. As we head to Muskoka, Parry Sound, Haliburton, before the night is out, you might see a couple of sprinkles. You already saw that in our atmospheric composite, 16 or 61 Fahrenheit. And then tomorrow, we are going to be seeing some cloudy skies during the day. We'll see a peek at the sunshine as well as a couple of sprinkles here and there in 23 or 73 Fahrenheit. Coming up, your 5-day forecast.
The 5-day weather forecast is brought to you by Paul Sadlin, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and Chevy Trucks. Barrie.
We're off to Muskoka and Gravenhurst and the Wharf, and oh boy, isn't that a pretty sight? That is so pretty. Here's your forecast as we head through the next several days for Simcoe County. On Sunday, a chance of a sprinkle on Sunday, then Monday and Tuesday, a lovely chance of a sprinkle Wednesday, and another nice day on Thursday, but 21 degrees. Look at that, 22 on Tuesday, though. If you are in York Region, similar type of forecast, chance of a shower on Sunday, a couple of nice days for Monday, Tuesday, chance of a shower on Wednesday, and 22 or 72 on Thursday. As we go to Muskoka, Parry Sound, Haliburton, we'll do it one more time, but we're going to take those showers out of the Sunday forecast. We're going to bring Monday and Tuesday along as very pleasant, as we've already seen in the other forecast. Then Wednesday, a chance of a shower. Thursday looks like a pretty good day at 21 or 70 degrees, but look at Tuesday, 27 degrees. That'll be a nice warm one. And now it's time for our Weather Watchers, and let's see what they do for us today. And our first Weather Watcher is Alexis, and Alexis brings us once again another fabulous picture. She's pretty darn good at this stuff, isn't she? Our next Weather Watcher is Vivi, and Vivi's and I think Vivi is showing us what our atmosphere looked like yesterday. Rather on the sculpted side, isn't it? And energetic.
Weather Watchers, brought to you by the all-new Aurelia Mazda on Memorial Avenue. If you have a Weather Watchers picture you want to send to us, go to our website, atv.ca.
We'll update your weather at 11 o'clock tonight. See you then. Now back to the News Center.
Thank you, Bob. Still to come, a CTV personality hits New York. She takes on the role of co-host with Regis on Live with Regis and Kelly. We'll have Tamara Taggart's North American debut next on A News.
Tuesday.
It's crunch time.
You can feel it.
Smooth like velvet.
You can taste it.
Delicious, suspicious, something hot-alicious.
You know you want it.
Oh, dear.
It's here.
Off the chart!
the last performance on the road to the semifinals.
The competition's going to be ferocious.
Wild.
The fire, the danger.
Unpredictable.
Absolutely marvelous.
All new America's Got Talent. Tuesday at 9 on A.
What's fresh from Ziploc? Fresh Shield. Getting rid of freezer-burned food is like throwing away money. Ziploc bags form a protective shield that becomes 10 times more air-resistant. Freezer burn stays out, and flavorful juices are sealed in. Fresh Shield, only from Ziploc, designed with you in mind.
For great savings and tons of fresh ideas, visit ziploc.ca.
SC Johnson, a family company.
Introducing Dusk from Dove. Milk chocolate with a hint of dark.
And they need to score on this drive. Looking for the blitz that he knows is coming.
Light-tasting honeycomb centers and a smooth chocolatey coating. Maltesers, lighten up.
It's the Brick's biggest free gift sleep offer ever. Purchase this exclusive City Posturepedic 38th Anniversary Sleep Set with Space Tech Memory Foam for only $15.99. And while they last, get a 42-inch big screen plasma HD TV. Free. Only at the Brick.
Hello, I'm Dave Duvall. It's time to take advantage of Markville Toyota's Super Saturday Sale-a-thon. It's on this Saturday only. All Toyota vehicles in their First Choice Value program have been dramatically reduced in price. Incredible. These prices are even guaranteed. This event only comes around twice a season. Tremendous Toyota deals this Saturday at Markville Toyota. I'm sending my friends there. Don't forget, it's only this Saturday and only at Markville Toyota, Highway 7, east of McCowan Road.
Come face to face with 1,000 exotic birds and animals.
Experience our pride as African Lion Safari celebrates 40 wild years on Highway 8 between Hamilton and Cambridge.
A News Ford Escapes, provided by Douglas Ford Lincoln Berry. Experience the Douglas difference.
Welcome back. Tamara Taggart is already a star on Canada's West Coast, but now all of North America has been introduced to the talents of a CTV Vancouver weathercaster.
Now, here are Regis Philbin and Tamara Taggart.
Taggart stepped in today as the replacement for vacationing Kelly Ripa on Live with Regis and Kelly. Taggart was selected to co-host for one day after entering a North America-wide talent search. Philbin introduced her as a weather girl. The smiling Taggart told him she'd rather be called a weather woman. Support is growing for a Barrie man who was taking a big leap tomorrow to raise money for a good cause. Derek Walton is preparing for a skydiving jump tomorrow. He'll be doing it in Cookstown at the Innisfil Skydiving Club in the afternoon, raising money and awareness for ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease, which Walton has battled himself for the past 7 years.
I'm going to do a tandem skydive from a height of 12,000 feet, and we're going to free fall for approximately 6,000 of that before we deploy the parachute and hopefully make a safe landing.
Walton's jump is scheduled for 3 o'clock. The skydiving center is located at the corner of the 4th and 10th lines of Innisfil. And there are some other great events to enjoy this weekend, too. Jack Lynch from the Ontario Travel Centre in Barrie has some recommendations.
Well, thanks, Jane. Yes, once again, it's going to be an extremely busy weekend with lots to see and do around Ontario. I know the summer is winding down, but still lots left, Jane. I got my bright green summer shirt on today. Let's start off up in that Midland area. Tug Fest is taking place right at the town dock in the harbor of Midland. And they'll have the gathering of the boats tomorrow afternoon, and then on Saturday you can kick off the day's events with a pancake breakfast. They'll have a sail pass getting underway at around 12 noon. You can also get on those boats, so really an interesting event in that Midland harbor area this weekend. Also, the Forest Festival gets underway tonight, runs right through until Sunday. It's an event that features 6 performances by folk, blues, and roots music performers in that beautiful Halliburton Forest Reserve. Now, that reserve is located just off County Road 7 in Halliburton, the southeast corner of the Conesus Lake area. So that starts tonight. Also this weekend, of course, the Dream Car, the Corvette automobile, will be featured at the Beach Cruise, taking place tomorrow night right through until Sunday at around Beach Area 1 in Wasaga Beach. Most of the activities right at Beach Area 1. They'll have a beach cruise on Saturday. They'll head up to Blue Mountain and back to the beach, and then on Sunday they'll have the show and shine competition. It goes all day long. Also this weekend we should mention Carrot Fest, a celebration of the harvest of the carrots in the Holland Marsh area. Is taking place in Bradford. That's on Saturday. And it's hard to believe, but the 130th annual Canadian National Exhibition kicks off tomorrow and runs right through until Labor Day in Toronto. Where is the summer going? Anyways, Jane, for information on these events and many more, go to our website, ontariotravel.net.
Our weekend travel report is brought to you by the Island Queen Cruise, Parry Sound.
Still to come, the long and difficult task of cleaning up after yesterday's violent weather, what insurance companies and tree removal companies are doing to ease homeowners' concerns. Next on A News.
Come and experience the spectacular rugged beauty of Georgian Bay's 30,000 islands. From the water, cruise in comfort on the Island Queen and see breathtaking scenery at every turn. Spend 3 unforgettable hours and discover this remote, unspoiled wilderness, designated by the United Nations as a World Biosphere Reserve. Come, board the spacious Island Queen, departing twice daily from the town dock in Parry Sound.
Water like this, close to dams and hydro stations, and even water kilometers away from them, may appear to be safe, but I've seen it change in a snap. Please, don't take chances with your life. Stay clear and stay safe.
This important safety message is brought to you by the Ontario Provincial Police and Ontario Power Generation.
Movie star. Movie star. We should get some fresh air. Future Shop's having a sale. Shotgun! See what I'm saying? We should get out way more often.
Get ahead for school with netbooks starting at $279.99 and laptops starting at $399.99.
Good morning.
Morning, Jane. What's going on with you?
Frank took me to Fallsview Casino on the weekend. They treated us like such VIPs. Gotta burn off the free dinners. You know how it is.
Not really. Doodles.
No one can help you like we can. We know what you're going through. And no one will be there like we will. 'Cause we're all homeowners too. Whatever the chore, we've been there before. Selection and price, the helpful advice. Homeowners, helping homeowners.
Only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center.
Do you need some help?
M&M's. Have them at your party.
Hey, look, we're on the guest list.
That's the menu.
Welcome back. There are hundreds of people dealing with downed trees and debris on their property today. Jerry Dewan tells us who's coming to the rescue of homeowners.
This tree in London's Old North is one of the victims of last night's storm, as cables bracing the tree appear to have snapped under the force of the brief but fierce gust of wind. But it took another victim with it.
Your first reaction when you saw this? Shock. I couldn't believe it. The size of the tree on my
My poor caravan.
3 other cars were also in the apartment building lot, but none of the others were seriously damaged. The dilemma for Russ Cowden is that the tree that hit his van is on another property, so he simply didn't know where to turn first.
I really am sort of in a quandary as to how to proceed from here, but my son and I are trying, and with the landlord's help and maybe the London police, who seem to be very decent about it, we'll maybe get to the bottom of it and find out.
Now, the Insurance Bureau of Canada says anytime you suffer property damage as the result of a storm, the first thing you should be doing is checking your insurance policy. There were similar stories throughout our region, with the storm causing extensive property damage. In Sarnia, 3 homes had trees topple on them. This home had its roof caved in. Ray Benson is with Service Master Clean, a disaster restoration company. He admits it can be stressful for homeowners.
We do it one step at a time. We make sure that we help them get the emergency over with so we can at least get them feeling at ease that somebody's there to help them. After that, then we work on the repairs and we get them back to where they were before this all happened.
The homeowners declined to talk on camera, but say they were initially a little in shock when they saw the damage, but say the insurers, the tree removal companies, and the home repair teams have made the ordeal much easier for them. The Insurance Bureau of Canada says in most cases, home insurance policies will cover storm damage. In Sarnia, Jerry DeWan, A News.
Coming up in sports, the Baycats get another shot at taking down the Leafs tonight. We'll show you why they're still confident despite coming off a loss in Game 4. And we went all out to give you the best from the past 7 days. It's the plays of the week next in sports. You're watching A News.
We build strong kids,
Strong families.
And strong communities.
The YMCA takes care of families.
I feel they are friendly and so welcoming.
We have become part of a family. You know everybody and everybody knows us. It makes me feel good.
It's where you belong.
A News is your eye on the weather.
I just see like the bottom of it spinning over the hill. There was a pony in the air.
Property damage is unbelievable.
You could see it coming, so we all just ran.
We've got a lot of trees down.
A News brings it closer to home.
Excuse me, Patrick Chan. Can I have your autograph, please?
No problem. Who do I make this out to?
M-O-M-M-Y. Thank you.
McDonald's Vancouver 2010 Olympic Sport water bottles are here. Get one today for just $3.49.
Have you ever called the home security company and tried to get prices over the phone? They won't give them, since they'd rather send a salesperson to your house to pressure you into signing a contract and sell you unnecessary equipment. At Alarm Force, we're happy to answer all your questions over the phone. Call today for free live two-way voice with every system.
Call 1-800-267-2001. Alarm Force.
Alarm Force is listed on the TSX.
This program is brought to you by ctvolympics.ca, Canada's most comprehensive Olympic site, featuring exclusive video and the latest news on Vancouver 2010.
Welcome back. Let's try this again. After last night's game was washed away, the Baycats will look to eliminate Toronto again tonight at home. And while they hold a 3-1 lead in the series, they may have woken a sleepy bear after Game 4's loss. Barrie looked to have this series all wrapped up on Wednesday, but Jake Hines could not hold the lead in the ninth as Toronto scored 2 in the inning to win 8-7, staving off elimination. Despite the momentum shift, the Baycats know they are one tough team to play at home.
We're playing at home. We expect a good crowd tonight. We enjoy playing at home. And having fans behind you is something that people don't take into account. And we really enjoy it, and we look forward to it.
We just want to come out nice and relaxed, maybe get on top early, get a couple runs early on. And, just let our pitchers throw strikes, defense play defense. And, hopefully if we have a good start, get a few runs, we can all just relax and, let things work.
The Cats received some positive news yesterday when the league reduced Paul Spaljeric's suspension for this verbal altercation in Game 1. He was originally handed a season-long suspension, but that has been decreased to 6 games. And because he's already sat out 3, That would mean he could pitch in the finals if Barrie makes it that far. The lefty reacted to the news just prior to tonight's Game 5.
It's a big relief to myself and to the club and everybody else involved that you know, I've made myself eligible for the next round, and you know, that was important for us for that to happen, and so I guess overall it's a decent response, I guess. I'm not too sure.
Well, Barrie received some good news. Toronto's Gavin Teague had his suspension increased from 10 games to 14. Now, it's one thing to be hated in one city, just ask Vince Carter, but two, that's the reality for Danny Heatley. The sniper demanded a trade out of Ottawa and then blocked a proposed trade to Edmonton. Today, he broke his silence regarding what has been a summer to forget.
Over the last 2 years and more recently, over the past year, I feel that my role is diminished. I think, especially this past season, it's diminished a lot more. And again, it's something I've been thinking about for a long time. Again, the diminished role is the biggest thing. I feel I'm a player that can play in a lot of different situations.
Heatley has said, however, he will attend Sens camp if a deal isn't made. He'll also be a part of Team Canada's orientation camp, which starts next week in Calgary. The Rogers Cup is down to 8, and despite the fact the week has seen its fair share of upsets, there's still some serious star power left at Rexall Center. The number 2 seed Serena Williams taking on Lucy Safarova. Williams with the break point in the first set where she rips the charging forehand. She would take the set 6-3, and the dominance continued in the second. Serena served just too much for Safarova as Williams was on cruise control from there. On match point, she aces Safarova to take the match in straight sets as she advances to the semifinals. Now, earlier today, Elena Dementieva squared off against Samantha Stosur. After losing the first set, the 2008 Olympic gold medalist got to business as Dementieva hammers a cross-court winner there. Then on match point, Stosur ends this long rally by hitting way long as Dementieva is off to the semis. Now tonight, both Maria Sharapova and Elena Yankovic will play their quarterfinal matches. What a week it's been in Berlin for the World Track and Field Championships, or better known as the Usain Bolt Show. To no surprises, 2 world records highlights our plays of the week, while one mascot provides the lowlight.
A shot of Jamaica's Melaine Walker getting a piggyback ride.
Strong arm looking for a leg loose. He has it all. What a catch.
Cursory glance. It's a good one. Very good. It's a really good one.
Off the end of the bat and speared with a bare hand. Wow. That's deep left field. Fold is back on it and on the track makes a catch.
Hit well. Granderson back to the wall, leaps and makes the catch.
I don't know what to say about that.
Players already.
Field foul ground. Brandon Inge will get to the railing.
There's the start, and Bolt got a good one. It's a fair start, and Bolt wastes no time.
To the front. Gay's coming, but can't catch him. Usain Bolt.
Lightning strikes twice as he crosses the finish line.
Guy is incredible. Tonight, the Jays look to snap a 5-game losing streak as they open up a series with the Angels. That's it for sports. Jane?
Thank you, Mark. Before we go, here's what gas price watchdog Dan McTagg is predicting for the weekend. Another decrease, but not as big as today's 2-cent drop. The price will go down by nearly half a cent for the weekend to 96.9 at most GTA stations. That's a lot less in Simcoe County. And that is our show for tonight. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend.